Hi, I'm Effie. This is What Effie Reads, and today we're going to do a type of video that I haven't done in a wee while, and that is a big old book haul. I stopped doing them partially because I'm a bit chaotic and I don't keep very good track of when I acquire new books, and partially because I wasn't sure if people were interested in my book hauls. So I guess in general, like if you want to see more book hauls from me in 2024, leave a comment down below. I can add it into my regular filming schedule. But for now, we're going to talk about the many books I've managed to acquire very recently. Thankfully, I can't remember my upload schedule, but I'm either about to have an unhaul, I've just had an unhaul, so my shelves won't be quite as packed, but like it's a lot of books, you'll see. I would say 99% of these books actually came from my best friend's unhaul. I went round to hers recently and we had a few beverages. And she basically gave me free reign over her unhaul pile, but also was kind of influencing me, saying she'd liked certain books or she was interested in my thoughts on certain books. So this is your reminder, Shannon. Comment down below which books you want me to give you thoughts on, because we had a few beverages. There will be a few other random books that I've recently acquired as well in this video, so I guess strap in and let's see just how many a lot is. So first up we have Fallen and Tormented, and they're different heights. Delightful. I'm guessing that Shannon originally got these second hand, which is why they are different heights. Although, I don't know actually. They're different publishers. Who knows what happened? I don't know very much about this, but I think this is one of the like early 2000s. Yeah, 2009 paranormal kind of YA, and I'm just very curious to try it, and having book 1 and 2, Fallen and Tormented, give me a good chance to give them a try, I suppose. That's the other thing. Whilst I kind of knew why I was picking them up when I picked them up, I probably won't be able to give you great thoughts on what any of these books are. So apologies for that. Under Tainted Skies by Louise Gornall. I think this has got really good mental health rep. I think that's why. Oh, it's got agoraphobia rep, which I recently realised is. I mean, I'm still a bit hesitant to attach that label to myself, but like, I don't particularly leave the house, and people freak me out, so that sounds like me, and I'm interested to see if this resonates with me. So yeah, intrigued. Next up we have Wonder Woman by Leigh Bardugo. I can't remember how many books there was in this series, but it was that kind of DC YA author crossover, and I fairly recently, like this past year, read a lot of the Grishaverse books. I think it's only like the short stories and like random bonus stuff that I now haven't read, so I know I like Leigh Bardugo's writing, so I was like, yeah, I'll grab this. Whisper to Me, I don't remember much about, but also I can tell from the spine that Shannon has not read this, but I think this was one where she was interested in my thoughts, but because it is a chunk, she wanted to know whether it was worth picking up. He Started It by Samantha Downing. I know Shannon hated. She's very curious about my thoughts on this. And I haven't tried any Samantha Downing, so I'm also interested to try some of her writing. Vampire Academy, if you've met me, I mean, I don't think many of you have met me, but vampires are something of a, I guess, special interest. I don't know, like, I'm obsessed with vampires. I've read a lot of vampire books. I love vampire stories. I love vampire lore. And somehow, like, I've never read Vampire Academy or some of the more, like, oh, well, I guess early 2000s YA. I suppose that is. When did this one come out? 2007, it's saying. So, again, very interested to try it. Apparently, there's 3 types of vampires, which, again, makes it more interesting to me. This one I can't remember anything about. If you don't have anything nice to say by Layla Sales. Hidden Bodies is book 2 in the You series. I think I now own, I don't know which books I own in the You series, but it's one I've been meaning to try. At the time of filming, You is available on KU. I think all 4 books are available on Scribd audiobook. So, like, I've been wanting to try, but I just, like, haven't picked up yet. So it's always nice to have the physical edition of, like, the books in a series. Before I Fall by Lauren Oliver. Apparently this is a pretty good book and it's been adapted into a film. I can't remember what Shannon said to convince me to take this. Because I was like, oh, I'll just watch a film, and then she said something and she was like, and I was like, oh, okay, right, add it to the pile. The Hazelwood by Melissa Albert. I can't remember anything. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean this to be such a chaotic video. So we'll just say The Hazelwood. If you remember anything about these books, tell me in the comments. Sorry, holding this weird because this is one of Juno Dawson's earlier books and I want to give it a bash. So I've read, so far I've read Say Her Name and Her Majesty's Royal Coven, and I guess at the point that this video goes up, I will have already also read The Shadow Cabinet. So excited to get stuck into some more Juno Dawson because I think she's got an amazing way of writing. Also, she just seems like the sweetest of humans. Close Your Eyes by Nikki Cloke. This is one that I've been intrigued by for a while. I think it revolves around a school shooting, perhaps. We've got another Layla Sales, and this one is This Song Will Save Your Life. Always challenging trying to read titles backwards. And now it's quite cute little, it's got a tab in. That's something I absolutely love about, like, I guess, like, because most of my secondhand copies that do have tabs or annotations come from my best friend. Like, something I love is, like, getting books and it's got tabs from her and I can see things that resonated with her at that point in time. But, like, in general, I love, like, seeing other people's tabs and annotations, and I think there's definitely a niche in the market. I know that some creators who use Pango will put their annotated copies up there, but I think there's a niche in the market for, like, the average Joe to kind of sell their annotated copies, and for people that love annotated copies full of marginalia to be able to pick them up. A better person than me would be able to turn that into a business, but I would love to see that in the future. The Wicked Deep by Shea Earnshaw. I think this is meant to be pretty decent. I don't remember. And then I've got a few more piles of books after this, but like the last of the piles that are currently sat next to me, we have the first 5 Percy Jackson books. Shockingly, I don't know if it is shocking, but like shockingly, I've never read the Percy Jackson series, and I know that there's a new TV show coming out, and also I've just generally heard pretty good things about this series. So I have the first 5 books now. Okay, I'm gonna pause and I'm gonna shelve the books that I've just gone through, and then I'll go through the rest of them. Okay, that's the first batch of books shelved. So on to the rest of them, I suppose. So we have The Other People by CJ Tudor. I think this is one where Shannon said there was something specific that made it not a 5-star for her, and she was interested in hearing my thoughts on it, I think. But also I've just generally been curious about this author. So yeah. Broken Wings by Virginia Andrews. I know that Shannon wanted me to grab this one because she said this is the same author that wrote Flowers in the Attic and was interested on my take. I am so sorry, my memory is so shockingly bad. I thought I was going to be able to say more words, but apparently not. So we'll just put that to one side. Blood Orange, Shannon absolutely hated this book, so wants me to read it, but also I'm pretty sure it's on her list of worst books that she read this year, and I plan on reading her worst books. I think probably in January you'll see that video, maybe February. But I am hoping to read her best and worst books of 2023. So always good to actually own a copy. Heartstream by Tom Pollock. Apparently this gives kind of Black Mirror vibes, but didn't quite go far enough. And honestly, that's all I need to know. But also, I was really curious about this book from when Shannon read it herself. And surprisingly, the spine isn't that broken. The next 3 books I've already spoken a little bit about in this video. And it is the original Shadow and Bone trilogy, because I read these books from the library and didn't physically own them. And Shannon wasn't a massive fan of the books, which fair. I think a lot of YA that was released around this time, if you didn't read it when it was hyped or when you were perhaps the target audience, didn't hit the same. But I really enjoyed them actually. So I'm so happy to own my own copies now. The Exact Opposite of Okay by Laura Stephen. I think this one has mental health rep, and I think that's why I picked it up. The next books I'm just going to do is like a whole stack, and it is the Suki Stackhouse collection. I absolutely loved these books when I first read them as a teenager. So having these particular copies just makes me so happy. I think there's a few books missing from the end of the series, but I'm pretty sure there are matching editions available. But I'm so glad to be able to return to these whenever I want now. Also, they're all mass market paperback size, so they're really cute and petite. And would you believe, I think we have finally gotten to the bottom of me raiding Shannon's unhaul pile. So the rest of the books are just kind of fun books that I have acquired through book boxes, random purchases, or being spoiled because I got them as birthday presents, but I hadn't seen Shannon since February. So this was the first time I was getting a chance to get birthday gifts, and Shannon's always way too good to me. Yeah, so last few books for the book haul. So first up, we have The Myrtle. I recently have gotten really into The Myrtle. Like, I do the online one every day, but the problem is now that I've gotten the knack, I'm doing it too quickly, and then I'm like, I need more Myrtle in my life. And I was saying to Shannon how I wanted to pick up this book, but I was like, I can't reason getting it. I can't. And then she sneakily bought it for me because, she is the best friend you could ask for. So, yay! I now get to do all the Myrtle puzzles, and that makes me very happy. The next set of books I haven't opened the packaging for yet, but I will because I can't wait to get into them. And it is the Priest series. I think that's what this series is called. So Sierra Simone is an author that I absolutely adore her writing. I think that the way she writes queerness, I think that the way she writes spice, and just everything about her writing just works for me. I will say the idea of this, I think following a priest is a little interesting to me, but like I like the taboo aspect. And to be honest, A Lesson in Thorns, the first book in the Thorn Chapel series, also has I can't remember if he's like a fully ordained priest, but also has a priestly character who's a little bit kinky. So it wouldn't be my first time reading a Sierra Simone where that is a theme. And yeah, I can't wait to get stuck into these. And then the final gift from Shannon was You're Not Supposed to Die Tonight by Kalynn Bayron. We were both really surprised that it's just a slender little book. I have heard mixed things about it, but a lot of people really enjoyed it, and I've been wanting to read more Kalynn Bayron because Cinderella's Not Dead didn't work for me, unfortunately. But I own is it Secret Garden retelling? The Poison something. But I own This Poison Heart and the sequel, which is This Wicked Fate, I think. Yeah, This Wicked Fate. So I'm just going to have all of Kalynn Bayron, and I'm very excited to read more from her. The next book is a physical arc, and I do not get a lot of physical arcs. I mean, practically never, I would say. So I do read a lot of arcs, but most of my arcs are e-arcs that I get through NetGalley. I have started, like, occasionally if I see on Instagram or TikTok a book that I'm particularly interested in and the author's doing arc sign-ups, I will sign up for them. But, like, this is my... I did receive an arc a few years ago from like a very, very minor author, but so this is like only my second arc that I've like deliberately been sent as a physical arc reader, and it's Fallen Thorns by Harvey Oliver Baxter, and it comes out in January, and I'm going to read the blurb because I feel like that's the right thing to do. So it says, a great death is in the air. Arlo is lost. He thought he had everything figured out. Go to university, fall in love, get a job. But life doesn't always work like that, and before he has a chance to figure it out, he dies. In the space of a night, Arlo is plunged into a world of blood and immortality and finds a group of people who swear to always have his back. Dying is never easy, and they promise him eternal safety. But something is after him, something no one could have ever predicted. He craves to figure out his purpose before he falls into something he can never come back from. It sounds amazing. I believe it's like vampire, dark academia with all kinds of queer rep. I'm pretty sure none of the characters are straight, which we love to see. And I believe it's also got ace rep, which obviously falls under the queer umbrella, but I know that for my reading, I don't read a lot of Ace Rep, so it's always good to expand my horizons, and I know there is a gap in my reading, so overall very, very excited to read this. Harvest of Sighs by Sierra Simone. This is the third book in the Thorn Chapel series that I talked about just a wee minute ago. I haven't read book 2, but I saw this on Amazon and it was a warehouse edition, and these books are annoyingly difficult and expensive to get a hold of. And it was only £10.79, which, yes, is kind of expensive for a book, but considering you're generally paying anywhere from £15 to £20 for one of the books in this series, I was like, I kind of have to. And in terms of like the damage, I think there's like a crease. You probably can't even pick up on it. Like, there we go, you can just about see it. So there's a crease in the cover, but that's it. Also, I don't think I realised just how floppy this book is, and it makes me so ridiculously happy. The next couple of books I got as part of a gift exchange with the group of people that used to be Spooks' patrons, and now we're just like a group of friends that hang out on Discord. So the first book is Robber Girl by S.T. Gibson. I put this on my wish list quite a while ago, but I have just been really intrigued by it, and I've yet to read Dowry of Blood, but it is one of the books that I want to read pretty soon, and this one sounded really good. Also, I just think it's like a really pretty design. And then the second book that I received in the gift exchange, being absolutely spoilt, was Court of the Undying Seasons. I have yet to read the other A.M. Strickland that I own because I am messy, and the books that I really want to read, I seem to fail to prioritise. But this is vampire-y. Let's just read the little bit on the back. It says, in becoming a vampire, I'm less than a girl and more. Or maybe I'm becoming what I have always been deep inside, a blade. I'm like, yes, give me all the vampire books, please and thank you. So that is the many, many books that I've acquired very recently. And now I'm going to try and fit them on my shelves. So until next time, which may be tomorrow, if I have successfully uploaded my Vlogmas videos as I intended to. Love you. Bye.